Masai Mara National Reserve is the most famous wildlife conservation in Kenya and perhaps in the world. The reserve is a continuation of the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania. The Mara is mostly an open savanna, with patches of bush and woodland. The two rivers Mara and Talik attract a lot of wildlife. July till October-November is a good time to visit the Mara and see the Great Migration. Thousands of wild beasts cross the crocodile-filled rivers in their mission to reach richer pasture. Many tourists are attracted to the Mara. This has caused an explosion of human settlement around the area, and as an effect of that, animals are more and more disrupted, and the reserve is losing animal species. Species such as impalas, giraffes, waterbucks, warthogs and hartebeests are declining at an alarming rate, according to a study done in 2009. A stench of rotten flesh and the sound of thousands of flies brought us to a pride of 22 lions. Overnight, the pride had caught not one, but 2 buffaloes, and buffaloes don't go down that easy. This pride had really done a good job. Males usually get to eat first, next the lionesses, and then the cubs. While most of the pride fed on one buffalo, a 2-year-old male cub watched over the second prey. The scavengers moved closer and closer. One of the females chased away the scavengers. A female lion decided to move the buffalo further away from the scavengers and started to drag it towards a ditch nearby. A male has taken over the mission to move the carcass. It's a heavy duty. The buffalo has been dragged to the ditch, and some females and young male cubs have started feeding again. Lions are family animals, living in prides as small as 3 individuals or up to as many as 30 or 40 individuals. This pride had 4 grown males, 4 grown females, 7 young 2-year-old males, and 7 cubs. The male lion's mane is not just a way to look larger and intimidate other males. It also helps protect their throat in a battle with other males or other animals. The mane's color is also significant. The darker the mane, the healthier the lion, and that leads to more and a longer reproductive life and healthier offspring. Needless to say, the dark maned lions are the most attractive ones for the females. The sky turned dark steel gray. We could smell the rain in the air. As the rain closed in, the young male cub was still watching over the second buffalo prey. The wind picked up and the rain started to drop. The lions found shelter near and under bushes. In a pride, the females do most of the hunting, although taking down these 2 buffaloes might have been a result of some help from the males in the pride. Females usually give birth at the same time and help raising the cubs. The cubs nurse from older females. The male cubs are excluded from their pride when they reach maturity, which is when they are around 3 years old. Even though the scavengers kept coming closer, the lions turned on each other instead. The young male cubs were told off by one older male, and the smaller cubs got very worried and ran off to their mothers. The older male has settled the fights. For now. After feeding the cubs, the females are ready to get back to their own meal. But the older male has got other plans. The coast is clear, and the female approaches the buffalo one more time. But she and an older cub get chased away yet again. The most well-known tribe in Kenya is the MAASAI. Nowadays, they are cattle and goat herders, but they were once known as fierce warriors. The Maasai are still true to many of their traditions. Until recently, in order for a Maasai man to earn the right to have a wife, he had to kill a lion. This is a tradition that has been officially stopped. However, evidence show that it continues in the more remote areas of Kenya. The lion population in Africa is declining. It has declined with 30 to 50% in the last 2 decades. Conflicts with humans seem to be one of the biggest reasons. A new day in the Mara. No sign of the heavy rain clouds from the night before. Ostriches are the only living species of its family. Its cousins, the elephant bird of Madagascar and the giant moa of New Zealand, became extinct around the 15th to 17th century. The ostrich is now the biggest and fastest bird on Earth and have the largest eggs, although they are the smallest eggs relative to the size of a grown ostrich. The feathers of an ostrich lack the small hooks that the flying birds have, and they are soft and fluffy instead, acting as insulation. The eyes are very large, and it can see predators from a great distance. Often, the ostrich outrun its predators, reaching a speed up to 70 kilometers per hour, or keeping a speed of 50 kilometers per hour for a longer distance. Lions, which are one of the predators that hunt ostrich, can reach a speed of 80 kilometers per hour, but only for a very short distance, so they have to be close to their prey before they start hunting. Ostriches are iteroparous, which means that they produce offspring in a successive cycle, starting from around March and ending around September. All females lay their eggs in the same nest, and before the dominant female covers the eggs for incubation, she gets rid of the eggs from the weakest females, leaving around 20 eggs to mature. Both males and females help to bring up the chicks. Unfortunately, only about 1 chick per nest survive to adulthood. We went back to see how the lions were doing. They had finished off one of the buffaloes and had spread out in the area, hiding from the scorching sun. One young male was still watching over the second prey.
Dari wezo. Dongo.